So as you can see here, I have an AR15 lower. I just bought this a couple weeks ago. Decided to make my own AR build. And the reasons for that? Well, there are two main reasons. One, it's more cost effective to build it yourself than it is to buy one already made. Actually, there's three reasons, because if you buy one already previously made and then you want to upgrade it, for every part you take off and replace, it's like throwing that part in the trash and wasting money, because you're not going to use that part again. So I figured I might as well just build it from the ground up, put the parts on that I want in the first place, and I'll save money that way as well. Now the third reason is so that you become more intimate with your rifle and you understand it more. If something breaks down, you know how to fix it because you put it together. So those are the three reasons I decided to build my own AR-15. Now this is my first ever AR-15. I've never shot one, I've never bought one. I've seen them in the store, and that's about it. Now I've watched a lot of videos about the subject and I think I have a pretty good understanding. However, while I'm building my lower, because I'm going to build my lower first, I'm going to ask some questions in the videos that I post about this. And it won't be questions about my lower necessarily. And I'm hoping that people who know a little bit more about ARs than I do can maybe answer some of those questions in comments or PMs. So let's go ahead and get started. First, this is a Spikes Tactical lower. I got the color-filled version because he didn't have one that wasn't color-filled. And this cost me $155 after taxes. Now I paid a lot for this color fill and I regret it, but at the time this was the only Spikes lower he had that I halfway liked. Now I know how to do color fill, and I'm going to do color fill in this video. You see right here it says live, dead, and undead. Well, I thought, well, undead, should that be red? That shouldn't be red, should it? What color should that be? Well, it should be green, of course. I don't know what they were thinking when they made it red. Now I already went ahead and did this side, but this is the one we're going to do in this video here. Now when I bought the lower, I also bought a lower parts kit. This is a Cmmg lower parts kit. Cost me $65. So one of the questions I want to ask you guys today is, do you buy it local or do you buy it online? Now I like supporting local businesses, I really do. In fact, I bought a Magpul Myad grip for this locally, but I overspent like $10. And I was gonna buy the Magpul stock, I was gonna buy that locally, but that was like $20 more than what I could buy it online for. And that's after shipping, okay? So I'm trying to build this rifle on a budget. I want to save as much money as I possibly can, so I believe I'm going to have to buy online as much as possible. I did buy the lower locally, and the lower's part kits locally, and the pistol grip, but everything else that I'm going to buy most likely is going to be online. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this nail polish remover right here. I don't know, any regular nail polish remover would probably work. And I'm just going to kind of wet this undead logo here. Just let it soak in a little bit. So while that's soaking in, let's go ahead and talk about the lowers. Now this is a Spikes lower. I paid $155 after tax, as I've said. I kind of overspent on this because he had another lower that I did not like. It was also a Spikes Tactical, and it wasn't color filled, but I just didn't like it, and he was only charging like $90-something for that. So I could have saved a lot of money if this wasn't color filled, and color filling is one of the simplest things you can do yourself. So now that that's filled in a little bit, I'm just going to take this safety pin, let's see if you can, safety pin, and I'm just lightly going through the lettering here, trying to get that red up. So local versus online. Well, I'm all for supporting local businesses in your area, and I recommend that a lot. But if you're trying to build an AR on the cheap, I would suggest going online. I got a lot of stuff coming from jabtac.com, and I was trying to place an order with another company I forget the name of the company right now. But that didn't work out too well. Their credit card system is not good at all. But JabTech, man, I love that place. If I could buy everything from them, I would. And Pete from the Armory channel, he's the one that turned me on to that. I went over there and I checked out the pistol grips, and I ended up buying like 2 other items. But get this, I bought them separately, which means I have to pay separate shipping. The great thing about JabTech is they have one shipping price. So if you buy 3 items, you can get it shipped with one price, and that's I think it's $7.95, so close to $8. But I wasn't sure at the time. I was just going to buy the grip, the pistol grip, and then I ended up buying that pistol grip somewhere else. So I bought it locally, and I overpaid for it. So I ended up buying the trigger guard, a Spikes Tactical trigger guard. I bought Magpul stock, and I also bought a new pad to go on the back of the stock. So that's what I bought there. Oh, and also I bought locally at the same place where I bought this. I bought the Spikes Tactical ST, is it S1? Yeah, S1 T2 heavy buffer. Now I overpaid for that as well, but not as bad. I only overpaid by like $2 on that. But my point is when I bought at JabTech, and then I went and I looked at the prices locally, even though I goofed up and I bought those 3 things separately, so I had to pay almost $8 on each item for shipping, where I could have just done it one time for the, all $8 would have done all 3. But even with paying separate shipping on each item, I still saved quite a bit of money. Now I've overpaid for this rifle already because of some of the things I bought locally, but it's not too bad so far. I think I calculated it up. I've overspent by like $50 so far. It's funny though, even though I overspent on shipping, I paid 3 times the shipping rate I should have, like $24 in shipping, where I could have done it for $8. I still saved quite a bit of money on if I had bought it locally. So there's my quandrum. I think that's a real word. I want to make this as cheap as I can, so I'm going to be buying online as much as possible. Alright, so that's coming out pretty good. Come on, focus. So it's not really focusing, but you can kind of, yeah, there it goes. It's still got some of the red in there, and I'm just picking that out. I'm not actually scraping that out at all. I'm just trying to pick it out. And once I feel like I got it good, then we'll continue on. I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so there it is. It's pretty close. Still got a little bit of red left in there, but I'm not too worried about that. It's going to be covered up pretty easily. The company that I was trying to remember is NDZ Performance, I believe. And I was trying to get a new magazine catch from them. This piece right here. And it was going to have inscribed Zombie Hunter, because I want to zombie the heck out of this rifle. I mean, I'm not going to really spare too many expenses. I probably should, because I really don't have that much money, but I'm going to try to get, every little part once in a while, and just, it's going to probably take me quite a while to make this rifle up, but it should be a pretty sweet zombie hunter afterwards. Anyway, they had a problem with their credit card machine. They said that my address didn't match my account or whatever on my credit card, which it totally does. But they said it didn't. And then they charged me 4 times because I was like, okay, well, it says my address isn't right, so I must have done it wrong. So let me go ahead and go back and check, make sure everything's correct. So I'd go back and it's like, yeah, I think everything's correct. So then I would hit, confirm again. Oh, no, your address is still wrong. It's like, what the heck is up with that? So, well, I find out later, I called my wife. She says, there's like 4 charges from this place called NDZ Performance. And I was like, 4 charges? To me, they're showing me on the website that my order can't go through because my address doesn't match my credit card. Well, she calls them, and they did go ahead and credit it back, so I'm happy with that. But apparently they can't figure out what the hell's going wrong, so I'm not going to be getting the mag catch for this anytime real soon. Okay, so what I did here just now is I went ahead and put a layer of white in the grooves on that. And the reason for that is it's going to make the green show up real good. If you just put green fill in there, it's not going to show up very well because well, that's how you paint a car. You have to put a background down first to make the next color more brilliant, and that's what we're doing with this. Alright, so next I'm gonna just put a little bit of nail polish remover on this patch that I have here, and I totally overdid it, but I'm just gonna lightly go over this and just try to get everything that's not in there out. Now you'll still see a little bit of red in here, and that's still fine, because what that'll do, it'll make the green, as I said, the white helps, you know, the green, but the red won't. So it's not going to be totally uniform. It's going to look a little bit more rugged and a little bit more zombie-like. So that's what I like. Okay guys, so I let it sit for a while, and now it should be dry, the white that is. Now when I first put it on, I went ahead and dabbed it a little bit with just a gun cleaning patch, and that was to take out some of the fill, and there still is some room for more fill in there, and that's what I was going for. So let's go ahead and put in the green. So I am going to have a lot of questions coming up with certain things, especially with the upper. I know there's like the twist rate, there's the different kind of barrels. These are just some of the questions I want to be asking in future videos. And I'm hoping that some of you guys are watching have done this before and help me out. I've learned a lot from watching some videos. You know, the Spikes buffer tube, the heavy buffer, that one I learned on YouTube from, as I said, Pete from the Armory channel. There's still a lot of stuff that hasn't been covered, you know. So that's what I'm going to kind of focus on. I really hope that you guys stay tuned for my other videos. In my next video, I'm going to be putting on the buffer tube, the spring, and the STT2 buffer, apparently. In fact, this is it right here. It's got the spider logo, but mine, funny enough, it's slightly sticky. I don't know what that is, and it looks like there's white stuff on it, you know, like you could just wipe it off. You can't really. And the spider logo looks to be a little faded, so I don't know too much about these, but should they be sticky a little bit? I don't know, you tell me. Now before this is too dry, I don't want it to dry all the way. If you put the nail polish remover on it when it's kind of dry, then instead of rubbing off the excess, it's going to pull some of it out of the engraving. So I'm going to, before it's too dry, just lightly wipe it down like so. You can kind of see the green a little bit on there. Alright, let's see how we did. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I think I'm going to hit it with one more coat though. Maybe I won't. In the A area, there's just a little bit of white showing. I don't really know if I like that too much. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and retouch that up a little bit. And this time I'm just going to dab the extra off right away. Oh yeah, that's going to look good. Next I will let that dry for just a little bit and then wipe it again with a little bit of the nail polish remover, and we should be done. Also, one thing I was unaware of when I bought this is I knew that it couldn't go fully auto. They're not milled. The receivers aren't milled to go fully auto. You can't even put the parts in because of that. But I didn't know that you can't even put the selector on the full auto version. That was kind of surprising to me. I was like, well, I already thought it was pointless because the receiver that has the bullet with the X through it, then the one bullet, and then the two bullets that simulate, you know, that show full auto. To me, that was kind of, I don't know, like a kick in the face. Like, ha ha ha, yeah, you don't have full auto, but here's the section if you were cool enough to have one, but you're not cool enough, so ha ha, you can't do it. And that's why I didn't want the one with the bullets right there, or anything that says auto or anything like that. And he didn't have any that, all he had was the bullets and this one. And I was like, well, if I have to have something that, you know, is basically for full auto, well, I might as well have one that's a zombie, because yeah, the undead section is kind of a gimmick, but it's a lot better to me than the two bullets. So that's why I chose this one. Alright, so we're done. I think it turned out pretty cool. And of course, this is the side that I did earlier. Alright, well, I hope you guys stay tuned for more videos about this rifle. I plan on this being one sweet zombie killing rifle. I'm going to try not to spare too many expenses on this. Next time, we're going to be putting on the buffer tube, the spring, and the spikes buffer. And I have a little bit of a better how to put the spring and the detent spring into, I mean the detent and the detent spring in here to hold the takedown pin. A lot of people, in fact I did, the first time I did it, I put the spring in there and then wound it around. But there's a better way to do that. I'll show that in my next video. Please, if you know how to build an AR and you've done this before, if you see I'm doing something wrong or backwards, or you have some sort of advice on maybe like the barrel or any of this stuff, please let me know. I'm not that well educated on it yet. I'm trying to, but there's not a whole bunch of videos out there about certain things with the upper. I find that there's more videos about the lower and maybe a completed rifle already, but it's not a completed rifle, so I need advice on what I should get for it. What's going to make this the coolest zombie AR15 ever? That's what I'm going for. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Until next time, see you later.